So welcome everyone to day 14 of this 30 days of pentatonic licks. And today we're going to do this this 3-note run. Don't be intimidated. It's still in the minor pentatonic. It's all notes in the minor pentatonic, and it's combining the first and second position. So I really want to I'm trying to introduce you to as many different concepts as I can, just so you can get an idea, see what feels good for you. And this is a really different style of playing, by the way, because there's two different ways. Like I tend to play like this with my thumb on top, right? My thumb on near the top of the fretboard, and my hand, the mouth of my hand, if you want to call it that, grasping the neck, right? And I like to play like that, kind of like Eric Clapton plays that way. Slash pretty much plays that way most of the time, and that's the way I like to play. But there's another style of playing that's like Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, these kind of people, Eddie Van Halen, these people who do all these 3-note runs, and they put, just so you can see, the thumb on the back, of the guitar like this. And that's the way you want to play for doing like big 3-note runs, because if you do it like this, it can be very uncomfortable for your wrist and hand. But if you bring your thumb on the back, then you have space, you know, to like kind of like you're playing a piano almost, right? So you have a lot more room. And so that's the way we're going to play it today. I put my thumb on the back for this one. And we're going to start up all the way up here. So it's going to be in E minor pentatonic, and it's going to be combining pattern 1 with pattern 2, but in 3-note runs, right? So normally for 3-note runs, you'll see them more in like the 7-note scales because they're very accessible. In other words, like this. Like something like this, like. Something like all the way down there, the runs would be close together like this in a 7-note scale, see? So there's not all this space between them. But when you do the 3-note runs in the minor pentatonic, it's going to be spaced like this, so pretty wide, right? So that's one reason I'm playing it up here in E, so you have space. Because if you did it down here, you'd be like this, like all stretched out. So to make it easier, we're doing it up here in E. And you can use your first, second, and pinky finger if you like, or your first, second, and third. I use first, second, and third, but do what feels right for you. Remember, have your thumb on the back, because if you have your hand up here, you can do it, but it's going to be very uncomfortable. So your fingers kind of got to be sideways. They can move a lot faster and swifter like this. So you might have to get used to playing like this, but try to do everything relaxed, right? So try not to over-tensing your wrist and your hand. You know, try not to, we tend to do that when we start learning something new. So we're going to start with bringing your first finger on the 12th fret on the first string, your second finger on the 15th fret on the first string, and your pinky or your third finger, however you want to do it, on the 17th fret. And you're going to keep your fingers like that. That's how that starts, okay? And you're just going to begin by picking the first string and pull off the third finger, pull off the 17th fret, pull off the 15th fret, like this, to the 12th. So just the first finger's on at the end. And I do it real fast, so, but you build up to that, so slow. And then you bring your second finger on the 15th fret on the second string and pick that one. So like this. Like that. And then come back to the first string, 12th fret, first finger. You're just going to pick the 12th fret, hammer on with the second finger on the 15th fret, and pull it off. So hammer on, pull off, like this. But it has that timing in it. So like this. There's a little bit of a hold back. So you got to feel it, right? Like that. Like you let the note sound for a moment before you strike it. So here's the tempo. It goes like that. Right, that's the feeling, so that's the first part. Then you again put your second finger on the 15th fret of the second string and pick it again, so like this. And that moves right into the next part. You're going to bring your fingers in the same position, but up on the second string. So first finger on the 12th, second finger on the 15th, third finger on the 17th. And you're going to pull those off again, so like this. So 17, pulling off to 15, pulling off to 12. Then put your second finger back on the 15 and pull off again to the 12. and put your second finger on the 14th fret on the 3rd string. So like this. Okay, so 17, pull off 15, pull off 12. Put the second finger back on the 15 and pull off to the 12 again, and then put the second finger on the 14th fret on the 3rd string and pick it. So. Okay, that's the pace of it. So the whole thing goes like this. Like that, okay? And the last one is going to be setting up on the 3rd string. You put your first finger on the 12th fret, the second finger on the 14th fret, and I use my pinky on the 16th fret. So it's just one fret between each one. It's a little closer than the others. You can also use your 3rd finger if you want to, right? And you're not going to put the pinky on yet. So you're going to have first on 12, second on 14, and then you're going to pick the 14, and this is a big run with the hammer-ons of pull-offs. So you're going to pick the 14, hammer on with your pinky on the 16 or your 3rd finger, then pull it off and pull off again. So like this. So 14, hammer on 16, pull off 14, pull off to the 12. So this is a great place to build up your pinky accuracy and strength, okay? I know we don't usually hammer on with the pinky, but it's good we're doing that, you know? You can control it. I know at first it feels like it's uncontrollable. It feels like it just smacks on like this, right? But you'll build control of that over time. That's why one of the important things is to try not to practice it too fast. So if you try to go like this, like I can do it quicker because I have control over my pinky, but if at first my pinky was like this, like it shoots on, right? So you feel like you don't have control over the motion. So it's gaining control over the midway motion, right? The in-between part of the pinky, right? And then hammering it on and just do it slowly, you know? It doesn't have to be fast at first. Very slowly at first, you can do it accurately. It's hard to be accurate with the pinky, so it takes time, practice. And then after you do that, the last note is just the second finger on the 14th fret on the 4th string. So like this. That's the end of it. Like that. Okay? So whole thing goes like this very slowly. Like again, you put the thumb on the back for more ease of playing. So slowly. A little faster. A little faster. Okay? And that's the whole run. It's not that it's very complex. It's the technique that's hard. It's the learning how to do this, put your thumb on the back and play like that. And it's also, what is hard about it is the pinky accuracy and strength, because to be able to hammer onto a small fret with your pinky accurately enough that it doesn't buzz and sound, and you get a clear, clean sound from it, and hard enough and accurate enough, takes time to build that. You know, and you can be one of those players that don't use their pinky. You don't have to use your pinky. You can use your 3rd finger. Like I think Clapton hardly ever, I don't think I've ever noticed him using his pinky. Maybe I missed it, but I think he just uses his first 3 fingers pretty much, unless he needs to. So you don't have to, technically, you know, you can be yourself, you know, be original, do whatever you do. But just don't limit yourself, in other words, right? So you want to still be able to play everything that you want to play. So some people would play like this. Like you can play right down here in a 7-note scale. You can go like this. That's a 7-note scale. But I can also use my 3 fingers and move up, see? So I don't have to use my pinky. And you can also do it like this when you're doing a large spread like this, but I mean, to use your 3rd finger on a large spread like that is pretty wide, you know, to be able to do that. So I would use my pinky there, okay? So it just, for me, I think it's easier, I think it's better to utilize as much as you can. If you have 4 fingers, why not, you know, why not use them all? But it's up to you, you know, you can use your 3rd finger. You don't have to use your pinky. All right, so I hope that was helpful, guys, and we are going to do a video. I'm going to try to do one tapping. I know it's a little advanced if you're not doing tapping already, but I'll introduce the technique a little bit, and then we will do 1 or 2 riffs with tapping in it too, just to try to mix it up. I want to give you guys like a buffet of the different types of style, different playing, different styles, different pentatonic approaches you can take. You know, blues, double stops, you know, tapping, different techniques, running like this, like legato style, I guess they would call it, where you're like hammering on 3 or 4 notes at a time, and also using blues, but also playing it more in like a rock style where you're not using the blues note, right? So I'll see you tomorrow for day 15. If you have any questions about this lick or riff, let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you or make a video more specific on any questions that need a demonstration. Take care, guys.